And whilst we're talking about the United States, a nice segue for us to talk about the tariff war as well. Several of those pauses, a whopping trade war between the United States and China, 125, 145%, those numbers seemingly going up above the roof. But the US government has granted tariff exclusions. These exclusions for smartphones, computers, and other electronics imported largely from China, sparing them from Donald Trump's steep 125% reciprocal duties. Here's a complete report. Take a look.
President Donald Trump's administration granted exclusions from steep reciprocal tariffs on smartphones, computers, and some other electronics imported largely from China, providing a big break to tech companies that rely on imported products. In a notice to shippers late on Friday, U.S. Customs and Border Protection published a list of tariff codes excluded from the import taxes retroactive to April 5th, covering 20 broad product categories such as computers, laptops, disk drives, automatic data processing, and more. While the White House did not explain the move, a spokesperson said the exclusion only applies to Trump's reciprocal tariffs on Chinese goods, which climbed to 125% this week. Trump's action also excludes the specified electronics from his 10% baseline tariffs on goods from most other countries, easing import costs for semiconductors from Taiwan and Apple iPhones produced in India. The president's 20% duties on all Chinese imports, which he said were related to the U.S. fentanyl crisis, remain in place. White House spokesperson Carolyn Leavitt said in a separate statement that Trump has made it clear the U.S. cannot rely on China to manufacture critical technologies such as semiconductors, chips, smartphones, and laptops. She added that at Trump's direction, major tech firms including Apple and chip makers NVIDIA and Taiwan Semiconductor, quote, are hustling to onshore their manufacturing in the United States as soon as possible. The exemptions suggest an increased awareness within the Trump administration of the pain that his tariffs had in store for inflation-weary consumers, especially on popular products like smartphones. Analysts predicted that the price of a top-end Apple iPhone could jump to $2,300 from $1,599 with a 54% tariff rate. At 125%, economists and analysts have said that U.S.-China trade could largely halt. Earlier this week, financial markets were in turmoil as Trump announced sweeping reciprocal tariffs on U.S. trading partners. Trump's tariff policies have raised fears of a U.S. recession and drew criticism from his fellow Republicans.